Who in the world is Kalen DeBoer? How did he get the Alabama job? And why he's going to be successful for the Crimson Tide? What we're going to do in this video is we're going to look at the product that Kalen DeBoer is going to bring to Tuscaloosa and the SEC based off a few of the plays from this past year. Just real quick backstory on Kalen DeBoer. These are things that you've heard from probably every video. He's 104-12 as a head coach. As D1 head coach, he's 27-9. That's at Fresno State and at Washington for the past 2 years. And before that, he was the head coach at Sioux Falls, an NAI school, where he won 3 national championships and played for another. So he is a winner. He's won at every level he's been at. Obviously, everybody knows that he's had the #1 passing offense in the NCAA for the past couple of years. After the bowl game, he slipped to #2 to Oregon by 0.2 yards, but really I'd say he's the #1 passing offense in the country. They have been all year, and he's going to bring a great product there with the passing game. When people start talking about Kalen DeBoer, they really talk about their offense and passing game, and what we have right here against Texas is a great example. This is early in the game, 12-7 in the first quarter. You got a 7-man pro here, you got a fullback, and you got a running back here staying in. For Texas right here, it's very obvious, right, that it's a 4-2 box. You got to cover one, and they're just running a post corner here to this side, and really understand the leverage that this DB is going to have and the safety. He's going to be underneath of that post because he knows he's got safety help, and then they're going to go corner over the top right there. So posting it, then he goes corner. One of the things that people don't really understand about Kalen DeBoer and his offense is the protection is always great. Very rarely are they getting sacked and giving up negative plays, and this is no exception right here. 7-man pro. Those guys are sliding. They do a good job of knowing where they need to pick up, and Penix right there drops it right in the bucket. They take shots and they connect on them a lot because they practice them a lot and they throw them out there. They give their guys opportunities to make plays, and that's what they do right here. Make a couple guys miss there as well, and yards after catch down into the red zone goal line. Another great thing about DeBoer is if he feels good about his guys on the outside, he's just going to let that thing rip. So right here, no safety help. He knows that he's one-on-one down here with his best receiver. All the quarterback is taught to do is just step back and give your guy an opportunity high and away, let him go make a play. And, of course, this is a big game. This is in the third quarter, and just giving your guy a chance to make a play. A lot of times when you got good football players, which Alabama will have, give those guys an opportunity to make a play, and Kalen DeBoer is not afraid to give those guys a chance and throw the ball up, and that's what happens right here. Big touchdown against Oregon. Another look right here in the same game. Again, this was a tight game, and again, no safety help to the single. They were faking a screen or throwing a screen out here if they do have safety help over their single, but instead, Penix goes ahead and steps back. He takes it. Doesn't have to be a perfect ball. Put the thing up high. You can have good football players. Let your guy go up and make a play. Great back shoulder throw right here. And this is one of those things, they're so good at it. They have to do it a ton in practice, and that's, again, part of the program that Kalen DeBoer is going to bring in. They're going to get really good at connecting on these balls right here. 50-50 balls with Washington, a lot higher percentage than most teams, and that's based off having great players on the outside that are developed, and then just the way that they throw and catch in practice is huge. So be ready for those one-on-one shots anytime you don't have safety help. Here's a look here of a really good concept here on the goal line. You got a bit of a rub here, and that's where the quarterback's eyes start to. So right here, as you're looking at it, quarterback's eyes start here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders over here on these two, which that makes it really easy for the quarterback. Hey, I'm going to get off that. The rub wasn't there. The snag wasn't there. Now I've got a guy working across here. Got a guy working there. This fullback tight end works out, then he's going to work back in. So right there, you're looking 1, 2, 3, working to the middle of the field, 4, then you got 5 working in. So right there, interesting progression here, and it just shows how intricate that progression is and how the offense is. Once he works across, that guy's walling. Here's the 4th option right there in the middle of the field. Easy throw and catch with these guys playing that outside leverage in those condensed sets. Big touchdown there. Really good example of how the quarterbacks for Washington and Kalen DeBoer just play with confidence through that progression and are still able to throw accurate balls. And the defense almost has to play it perfect as far as squeezing and chasing and walling the exact receivers. And a lot of times based off of just leverage, Washington's going to win right with all those routes working back across the field. And that's what happens right here on this play. This is one thing that obviously having a veteran quarterback, and also I know Kalen DeBoer does a great job of teaching this, is knowing where your hots are. And right here on this one, the line is sliding this direction, so the quarterback's got to understand this is your hot here. They motioned out, which they use tons of motion pre-snap. They try to get these guys to communicate, change with their look, and make them play a little bit more vanilla. And right here on this one, you're seeing a blitz here. This guy's hot. He's rolling down. This tackle does a good job. I'm going to leave the widest guy, which ends up being a defensive end here. He slides in and takes this linebacker that blitzed off the edge. So after he slides in, now here's your widest guy. Penix, knowing that he's hot this direction, has to get it out over here. So he's peeking here. He sees a blitz. Hey, I'm hot. I've got to get it out. Great play here by the safety, but all we're looking at right here is just the quarterback, the O-line are on the same page. They know where their hots are, and they're getting the ball out. And they're not taking sacks, which is what Alabama did a ton this year, just taking sacks because they didn't know where the line was sliding to. and they weren't on the same page. But right here, Kalen DeBoer is really good at getting the quarterback and the O-line on the same page, making sure they don't take sacks. Even though this is incompletion, it's better than -6-7, turning into a 3rd and 17 instead of a 3rd and 10. Here's another great example of just how DeBoer and their offense works. You're going to bang it here, and this guy's going to follow. And really, they're looking at a one-high look, so you're getting a bit of a rub, and they're getting a blitz here, so this ball can get out pretty quick. A little bit of a play fake. They do have everything picked up because they have a 6-man pro against a 6-man blitz. There's a bang 8. This guy's going to follow. That guy has to get over the top. Penix gets it out to a wide open middle of the field because they're trying to pressure him. Again, just getting the ball out quickly whenever you got pressure to your better players and making it where they are hesitant to bring pressure, just like they do right here, getting an easy completion and big play there for Washington. Here's a play that's similar to things that Alabama, Sark has done, Kiffin, those guys in the past. Right there, you got a bang 8 there from the number 3 receiver. They're running mid to outside zone where they're basing the backside end here, reading this linebacker. They know they're going to win here because it's off coverage, and as long as he steps into the box for the run, you're going to pull this thing. Try to throw this bang 8 right there before you get to that linebacker. So right there, easy throw and catch. Again, making them come down and make a play. Simple RPOs that Alabama's done in the past. Getting the ball out in space, make them come down and play tighter as far as coverage, so then they can go over the top, because right here, as you're looking at it, they're playing off coverage. If they're playing down low, now they're going to go vertical. But right here, playing off, take those RPOs underneath, make those guys be a little bit more aggressive, so now you can create those explosive plays. But right here, taking what's there, taking it underneath, getting a big play right there on a 2nd and 10 for about 14, 15 yards. This is something right here to look at with Washington that's a little bit more unique than not a ton of teams do. You got your wide bunch here, you're running pin and pull this direction, and you're looking for space there to the corner. So it looks like to me, Penix is looking out here saying, hey, as this corner plays off, we've got this out, and we've got this guy sitting. So we're 2-on-1 with this linebacker. And once he sits right there, corner's off, take that to the flats, and that's what they do right there. They like to stretch it to the field as well. A lot of teams, they'll kind of avoid throwing it out there to number 1, especially wide. But obviously, Penix has a great arm. You know, Alabama, talking about Milroe, he has about the same arm. Now, the accuracy's obviously not been there so far, but I think with DeBoer, he's going to really increase that accuracy and increase just his football intelligence and be able to get this ball out quickly, get him some confidence. And right here, flipping it out there with a soft corner, make them, again, come down and play tighter, where we're going to throw it underneath and then make them come up and tackle, which they don't do right here. Another thing to be excited about with DeBoer's offense is their screen game. Probably one of the best screen games in the country right here. A little bit of misdirection. They're running a tunnel here, getting these guys out. Whenever you throw the ball as much as they do, obviously leading the country the past couple of years and passing at Washington, you've got to do a great job of slowing these pass rushes down, give some misdirection so they can't just tee off, pass rush, and play too fast. Now right here, again, this receiver starts out to the bubble, and then he works back in on this tunnel, and you got a couple guys out there leading. There's your kick. There's your lead into the alley. Misdirection there with the receiver faking a sweep. Now you're going tunnel to the backside. All of it's predicated on that passing game, making the defensive line slow down a little bit, helping out with not only the pass rush, but also with the run game as well. So these guys may have just a bit of a hesitation. Anytime you run the ball, there might be a screen or something in behind it. So right here, again, misdirection, screen game, going to be really fun to watch for the Crimson Tide. Here's a look right here of something that DeBoer did a couple times, but right here you're reversing it, and that seems pretty normal, but off the reverse, they end up throwing basically a flood here. You got a guy crossing, you got a corner there to the top. Anytime you watch Kalen DeBoer and their teams, you always see one or two things that you've really never seen before, and this is one that's pretty unique. He's working here that this receiver plays with confidence here, keeps stretching it, and this safety or outside linebacker fires to him. Now he throws the ball to that crosser late. So it's one of those things, whenever this happens, and it's not perfect, but these guys continue to play. This is because they've done this a lot of times in practice. So probably have about 4 or 5 plays every year that they just run consistently all year and then pull them out for specific games. This game was obviously big against Oregon, number 8, number 7 team in the country. And right here, this guy had ran this play so many times. It's not just one of those things they ran 2 or 3 times in practice. Now they're going to run a game. He's seen that situation. He kept that thing running and laid it out there for his guy to make a big play. Now, was it huge? Not really. But you will see with DeBoer, he is going to do a lot of different things as far as formations, some special plays, double passes, and things like that make the offense really fun to watch and to follow. One of the things that really sticks out for Kalen DeBoer is how they won 10 straight games by 10 points or less. So what that tells me is that he makes a lot of clutch calls, has a lot of great calls in different situations. And right here, this is no exception. This is in the Pac-12 championship game. Up by 3 in the fourth quarter late. So right here, you're either going to have to kick a field goal and still it's a one-score game, or you basically put this thing away. And Washington right here, as you're looking there in an unbalanced set, they have their tight end here where the tackle should be. Tackle's over, they're faking zone here. He's blocking there and works to the flats. He's working across, trying to take his man with him. So right there again, hands, getting out. play fake across, shoulders down by Penix to let this thing ride. Once this guy right here, this man up with him a piece into the backfield, now he releases to the flats with some speed, accurate throw and catch. This is on, again, a 3rd and goal to put this game away in the Pac-12 championship, basically. So, again, great call, great aggressive call, and having something in their back pocket right there with that tackle eligible was a really clutch call by Kalen DeBoer. Here's a look that really shows the aggressive nature, especially in clutch situations right here at 3rd and 4, late in the game against Oregon. Most teams are going to run the ball and try to at least use Oregon's last time out. But right here, Kalen DeBoer said, well, I don't want to give the ball back to Oregon. I want to put it in my quarterback's hands. They're running a fade here. They're running an out. And if you like that out, take it. That's an easy throw and catch on the out route for a first down against a really good defense. If you wouldn't like that out, you're throwing that fade outside. So right there shows how aggressive his play call is. Even in clutch situations right here, 4th quarter, 2 minutes left in the Pac-12 championship game. Basically a playoff spot on the line, and he throws that fade out, gets a big completion there, holds on to the football, takes some more time off the clock against Oregon. I know the numbers really don't support it, but as far as the run game, Washington still is pretty clutch in big games with their running game. Right here, just your typical GT, which is a counter. There's your guard pulling, there's your tackle pulling around. They're physical. They're pretty big on the run game. They also use tight ends, fullbacks. So it's not just one of those things where they're throwing it 80 times a game and just dropping back and not using different guys as far as formations and motions and things like that. They run a ton of different motions, a ton of different run blocking schemes. Like right here's a GT. They're getting guys out there on the edge, running some power football, creating big plays right here against a pretty good defense. Here's another good look, and of course this is against SC, so these guys were obviously really bad on defense. You're just running inside zone here. This is out of 21 personnel, which is very similar to the things that they ran this past year. They're running zone here. This guy's pulling back and he's sealing. With that man-to-man, they're running off, and now he's rolling back there to the backside. Everybody's getting pinned. We're working all the way back to that backside safety having to tackle. So the run game getting schemed up for Washington is also really big. They ran the ball really well in some big games, like their Texas game, Oregon game in the Pac-12 championship, and of course the USC game was big. Now, of course, they could do whatever they want against that defense, but the run game is still pretty good. Even though their passing game is number 1 in the country, their run game has some really good schemes, really good physicality to it, just like on this run. Another look, again, this is against SC, so take it for what it is, but they got unbalanced, so they got tight end, they got 3 receivers over here. They're running inside zone, and you see they wash everything down. So again, the run scheme here is great. Inside zone, everything is washed. I'm rolling that thing all the way to the backside C, getting vertical all the way up to the safety. So if you just looked at Washington and their numbers, you say these guys just throw the ball around, but their run game is still pretty elite. Right here, inside zone. We've already seen GT. We saw inside zone right there under center. Had 21 personnel right here, had 11 personnel unbalanced. Running inside zone, creating a gash there against SC. And just to show the versatility of that run game here again, you're getting a pin and pull here to the edge. You got 3 receivers over here. You got a nub tight end blocking down, pulling that tackle out there on the edge, working outside. There's the kick. There's a lead right there up to that front side linebacker. Again, a versatile run game right there with those different pro sets, using tight ends, fullbacks, making it look a lot more complicated than it is, using motions and RPOs off of it, just showing the versatility of that run game. Lots of different run schemes, and obviously the RPOs and the great passing that goes off of it is what really builds Kalen DeBoer's offense. Here's a look here at power read as well. So you're working across there, reading his outside linebacker, working there to the backside, pulling his guard for the front side. And this shows really they're not afraid to have these different run schemes in here. Reading to the front side, just didn't run Penix a lot because he was too valuable in the passing game. But right there, power read there with the quarterback. You think about this obviously with Jalen Milroe having a good opportunity to make some of these plays here with that power read like they did last year. But right there, Penix still getting 12, 14 yards just based off of those guys having to play the pass, playing all the different run schemes that they see. Don't really squeeze it like they typically would against teams they know are going to run this power read. So just another thing that they've done in the past when they're at Washington. Very versatile in what they do and really don't let the defense get comfortable and plant their feet with one certain run scheme or formation. So they do a great job of changing it up and being multiple. I know with all that being said, there's a lot of information. When you think about Kalen DeBoer, he's going to use a lot of formations, a lot of different motions. They're going to be able to throw the ball at all 3 different levels, short, intermediate, and deep. So he's going to be very versatile about where they throw the ball and how he's able to get the ball in space. Playmakers, they're also going to have a very versatile run game. It's not just going to be straight inside zone, outside zone. It's going to be power counter, inside zone, outside zone, pin and pull. I mean, they're going to run it all. So right there, just as far as the versatility of this offense and how they can tailor it around their playmakers, whether it's Jalen Milroe, whether it's Michael Penix, which are 2 entirely different quarterbacks, I think it's going to be fun to see. So I'm really excited about this hire. I think Kalen DeBoer is the best football coach. If you're just talking about straight X's and O's and just a guy that's a coach in college football. So Alabama fans should be excited about it. The thing that I had as far as a hang-up was if he's recruited at an elite level like Alabama has, and that'll be interesting to see. And, of course, I really think that he'll be able to develop. That was a really good hire. You can't get a guy that's any more of a winner than Kalen DeBoer in there to follow up the best coach of all time. So let us know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you guys again in the next video.